It would have made a big difference.
A family that saw two teenagers sent to hospital following a school bus rollover in Manitoba are now calling for seatbelts on school buses, and their voices are joining growing calls for the change.
These are little souls, and the parents, they depend on you so much.
Guardian Ephraim Sagayan's two granddaughters, Claudia and Sophie, who he raised as his own with his wife Sophie, were on the bus when it rolled and are now at home following treatment at the Swan Valley Medical Center. A bus driver himself for almost 2 decades, he's long felt seatbelts should be required, saying the injuries his granddaughter sustained prove they are needed.
I was so scared to hug them because they had scratches on their faces, and they must have bruises on their bodies also, because they said they were flying all over the place.
He says if it wasn't for his oldest granddaughter Claudia's actions, grabbing her sister and her cousin as the bus rolled, it's possible they would have been ejected and injured even further. The school bus was traveling to Swan River from the Sapatayak Cree Nation on Highway 10, 13 kilometers south of Mafeking, when RCMP say it lost control trying to pass another bus in icy conditions, rolling over before landing upright.
From a major rollover, the safety concerns with no seatbelts. So people are starting to ask the questions.
Sapatayak Cree Nation Chief Nelson Ganile says injuries as a result of the bus rollover varied widely, and it's his understanding 4 people were thrown from the bus as it rolled, saying now is the time for the safety restraints to be part of the conversation.
It's not very often a bus rolls and there's people that survive. Maybe the province should start looking at seatbelts now. Maybe school divisions should start looking at seatbelts too.
Data from Manitoba Public Insurance indicates from 2022 to present, there have been 484 collisions involving school buses, the wide majority of them, 81%, involving another vehicle.
I think seatbelts would have prevented some of these major injuries that we're going to see some of these students have. I think how could they have not?
Manitoba PC MLA for Lactabani, Wayne Owasco, recently brought forward a bill that would see seatbelts required in new school buses, and says the crash is an example as to why the nonpartisan bill is important to move forward.
This is definitely going to wake the government up a little bit and take this a little more seriously.
Earlier this week, Manitoba Premier Wab Kinew said while seatbelts is something his government would be willing to have a conversation about, it's too early to commit to them as a solution until more is known about the crash, which remains under investigation by the Manitoba RCMP. In Winnipeg, Modjeski, City News.